Hello friends, are you able to hear my voice? If you are able to hear my voice, can you just press or type OK in the chat window? Good afternoon, Raman. Yes, fine, that's good. That's a good signal that you are able to hear my voice. So, guys, there is a news that SEBI Grade A exam 2020 has been rescheduled. Right. Now, the reactions of various people would be different, right? I know some people would be some people would be like this and some people would be like this, right? Am I right in this? Some of you would be very happy and some of you would be really frustrated, irritated. Right. So that's understandable. Different people would have different kind of feelings to a respective news. But let me tell you, both these feelings are not good at this point in time. If you are really happy, it means you are not prepared enough. You are one of those types who want to delay the preparation to the last minute, right? So that's not a right thing, specifically in competitive exams like SEBI, RBI and NABARD, right? And then people who are like this, right, they are sad, they are frustrated because they have been working very hard, they have completed their syllabus, they are on to revision mode, they just want to get this off their back. But let me tell you, this is also not a good feeling, guys, because for any exam, yes, it's important, you should be prepared, you should have knowledge, you should have revised, but at the end of the day, you should be motivated, right? So if you have that feeling, that's not right. Okay? So, before I go ahead, I just want to tell you that there is 40% discount going on RBI Grade B 202 courses, right? Today is the last day, started on 28th of July and it's till 31st of July. So today is the last day in case you want to prepare for RBI Grade B 20220. That's a good option you can opt for. Now coming to the actual thing, so SEBI 2020 exam has been rescheduled and this is what they have put on their website, right? So earlier it was rescheduled from March 7 to July 31st, not the exam, it's the last date for application, right? So exam would be even further after this, right? So now the date for application has been rescheduled from March 7 till October 31st, 2020. It means your exam will not be held at least before 15th of October. Sorry, 15th of November, right? Because 31st October is the last date for application. So huge gap, almost 3 to 4 months from now on, right? Whereas most of the people would have completed their preparation, right? They would have revised also by now. But anyways, as I told you, right? So what to do next? Obviously, there would be different kinds of people. Maybe there are people who would be starting their preparation now because application date has been extended, right? So, but I'll take into account those who have already been preparing, right? Because I think 80 to 85% of the people who wanted to prepare would have already started preparing. Now what to do next? Before I get into the details that we should do this, we should do that, I think the most important thing at this point in time is motivation, guys. right? Most important thing at this point in time is motivation. If any point in time you feel frustrated, irritated, please think that what does this job means for you? This is your career. This is what you are looking for. So motivation is very important. Your morale should be very high. If you are not motivated at this point in time, I am telling you, whatever preparation you have done till now will go waste. Right? So keep your spirits high. In case you are down, please arrange a call with your mentor. I am ready to talk to you. Right? My teammates are ready to talk to you. So that is very important. Dates will come and go. October 31st, we don't know, even that can get extended. But exam will surely be held, right? That we are sure. And it's not only for SEBI, it's for every exam. Right, and my gut feeling is that SEBI exam would be held only if there is some professional body conducting exam before SEBI, right? A professional body, like if UPSC conducts its exam pan India, right? They would be conducting that exam pan India. Then I think it would be a torch bearer for other entities like SEBI or RBI. They would follow the same guidelines, same process, and they would be able to conduct that exam. Right, so till now, what I am looking for, that there at least has to be some professional body conducting an exam on a large scale. May it be JEE, may it be NEET, may it be UPSC, but one of this body has to conduct an exam, or any other professional body which conducts exam on pan India basis. Then only I think organizations like SEBI or IBPS, which conducts exam for SEBI, would have clearer guidelines, would have that confidence to conduct the exam, would have confidence to take that risk. No organization would like to put their reputation at stake. Right. So the only key, now people are asking how to be motivated. Guys, the only key to motivation is relax for 2-3 days. You have burnt your ass enough. Relax for 2-3 days, watch movies, go out, right? At least you can go out for a walk, if not to a restaurant or any other place. So relax for now. It's only a mental block that you have to take it out. Right. Next thing is momentum. The pace of momentum is very important, right? You have to build your momentum. Till now, you might have that momentum with you. You have been studying 10 to 12 hours a day, thinking that exam would be in the first week of September. I'll do this, I'll revise this, I'll do these MCQs. But you have to keep that momentum. In fact, I would tell you that you should slow down the pace of momentum as of now. Slow down your pace, right? Because ultimately the momentum should be picked up in the last 60 to 65 days of your exam. So you can slow down. You would have prepared enough till now. So there is no harm in doing some, following some relaxed routine now. Maybe 5 to 6 hours of study might be enough for next 15-20 days. So relax a bit, right? Next, now what should be the plan? That was some global gyan, motivation, momentum. I know you all know, but that's important. That's why that's what I wanted to discuss, because since morning we have been getting around. I have already got around 50 plus calls that people are feeling weird that what to do now. But anyways, the real plan, right? What I feel is that you should start preparing for other exams, right? SEBI, you have prepared now. 4 months of preparation has already been done. From now on, even if you spend 3 hours, 3.5 hours for next 2 months and then again pick up the momentum in last 60 days, I think that should be enough. Right. So, start preparing for other exams simultaneously. Right. RBI Grade B 2020, there are good queues coming that it would be held. So, I will not go into details of that because nothing is official yet, but there is a strong chance of it happening. Right. EPFO 2020, which has got delayed to 2021, right? So that might be held in first quarter of 2021. So in case you have already filled the application form, you must start preparing for it, right? Then NABARD 2021, that can be held anytime in 2021. Last year, this year 2020, it was held in January or February itself, right? So these are the exams which are lined up, and I can tell you, you should be ready with your ammunition. These exams would be conducted in a very short span of time. Maybe within 2 months all these exams, or within 3 months all these exams would be over. SEBI, RBI, EPFO, NABARD 2021. Right, so you should be ready. You should not feel that no exam is happening, why I am preparing. So that's a waste of your time in thinking. Rather use that time in action, right? Let me adjust my slides, it's giving a problem. Right, so then going to the next slide. Now many of you while preparing would have left some topics. Surely, I know, whenever I talk to people they say I have left this, I have left that. That's good. Use your time judiciously, but you now have plenty of time. Right, so whatever you have left till now, especially the fringe topics, right, I would suggest that please go through that. If you have left the numerical part completely, at least go through the numericals at a very high level so that you should have basic understanding. Otherwise, these are some of the fringe topics which I feel that people have not covered them till now, or they are planning to cover them in future. For example, in finance, I think ICDR regulations, right? ICDR regulations are related to your rights issue, your normal IPO, right? So anyways, this is part of your primary and secondary markets, and ICDR regulations are very important aspect of SEBI. So I think you should go through it. LODR regulations, which are related to corporate governance in a way, this is also important, right? SCRA Act, Securities Contract Regulation Act, again, if you see indirectly, this is part of your primary and secondary markets in finance topic. So these I think you should must do, and those who are part of our paid courses, we will be adding that, don't worry about that, right? And current affairs, many of you would have been leaving current affairs for finance thinking they would form a very small portion out of that 100 marks, but then I think with time competition is going to increase only. I would like to tell you that more than 1 lakh application forms have already been filled for SEBI, right? So definitely competition is going to increase, but number of applications though is not directly proportional to the manner of competition. Ideally, I feel is that the competition is already between 4 to 5,000 students. Rest 95,000 I have just wasted their money filling the form. Right. Anyway, so this is in finance what I feel that you should do in addition to what is already you would have been preparing either through our course or either through self-preparation. Right. Then company law. Right. There is chapter 1 of the company law, definitions related to company law. They have given all the important definitions. Right. So I think you should go for it. Most of these definitions would have already been discussed while reading through the actual chapters, right? Because those definitions get referred there. But still, if any definition is left, I think you should go for it. Last year, if I analyzed the SEBI exam, which was on a different pattern in 2018, they asked almost 4 definitions related to security law, which were given in the definition sections of the security law, right? So the mindset remains the same. Even from company law, they can set questions based on definitions given in the company law. Second part is formation of company. There is chapter 2 in the company law, formation of the company. This is also not in your syllabus. This is fringe topic. I think you should go for it. This has some very basic information. Type of companies, company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee, company limited, company having unlimited liability, right? So all these things are there. Memorandum, articles of association, chapter 2 of company law, details about that. So I think you should also go through it. Chapter 1 and 2, anything, I know that anyways we have not added that in the course, but we will be adding that in the course. Don't worry about that. What I am telling to do here, if that is not part of our course right now, we will add that, I assure you. Right. Then various committees established for various amendments of the company law. So some important committees have been formed in the past, right, with respect to decisions made in the company law. So that you should be aware of. Last year also there was a question, if you remember, that which committee basically resulted into insider trading regulations. This was a question in 2018, right? So that is again something important to be done for the exam or probable to be asked in the exam. Then we have already covered 2 chapters, chapter 9 and chapter 13. Chapter 9 of the company law is related to company accounts, right? This is a fringe topic. I have already told you that before this video is placed in the course. So you must go through it now specifically, right, since you have time. And moreover, this company accounts, guys, if you remember, there is a topic in accounts, preparation of final company accounts. preparation of final company accounts is a topic in your commerce and accounts syllabus. So this company accounts basically is referred a lot there. Right, so this company accounts, you can think that this is part of preparation of final company accounts. So anyways, this chapter is important. Even this is not a fringe topic, if you see it from that perspective. Then appointment and remuneration of managerial personnel, chapter 13. This also we have added in the course, right, as a fringe topic. I mentioned that this is not part of your syllabus in the course while placing this video. So if you haven't read this till now, I think you should must go for it. These chapters will not take time, guys. Hardly one or 2 hours for every chapter. No need to go into much detail. Right. So now this is regarding finance and company law. Coming to commerce and accounts. Right. Commerce and accounts, I don't think there are much fringe topics, but yes, SEBI regulations related to bonus and rights issues. Right. You must have studied in the course. We have already done bonus issue, rights issue. How do their journal entries work? What does Company Act says about bonus and rights issue? Right. But there are SEBI regulations also related to bonus and rights issue. Since this is an exam for SEBI grade A, I think we should go for it since we have time now. And this is not much. If I have added these 5-10 topics, this is hardly a work of 3 or 4 days for you to read. Right. And management, again there are fringe topics given in your course. Right. Especially from OB, organizational behavior. So I think you must go for it. Right. So this is some of the things which I can acknowledge that are important for the exam. Important doesn't mean that there would be lots of questions from this portion, but yes, even if there are 4 to 5 questions or even 3 questions, that can decide your fate. Right. So first point in the plan now is read fringe topics. Plan it properly. You have a lot of time. At least you have around 100+ days from today before the exam is held. Right. So you can plan it easily. And whatever is not there in the course, we shall cover that. Don't worry. All the things given in the syllabus are complete now. These 1 or 2, 3 or 4 fringe topics, we can cover them. This one we have already done. Then I would say strictly do not leave anything now. Right. So you must be leaving something still now, assuming that for phase 1 you have to clear the cutoff. Then if you clear phase 1, you will read them while preparing for phase 2. No guys, that is not to be followed now. You have enough of extensions, enough of time. If you leave something now, delay now, then you would be responsible for it. So strictly do not leave anything. Plan if something has been left, right? Practice full length test in real time environment. This is very important. You have to practice full length test in real time environment because time management in SEBI exam is very important. 40 minutes. What 40 minutes is, guys? I mean, you are stuck in one question, 2 minutes is lost. So you have to that mindset of selecting easy questions first in one iteration, then going to the moderate questions and then going to the tough questions. Right. So it's not a test of knowledge only. It's going to be a test of your time management. Please remember that. Right. Then is the last point on this slide, tough chapters blocking your progress, then leave them for later. Right. So I'm not saying that you leave them completely because that will contradict this point, first point. But yes, if there are some tough chapters which you are getting bogged down while reading them, then no problem. Leave them for later progress, for doing them later, right? But do not block your progress. At least keep moving. And one more point, right, regarding this FLTs or MCQs, this point. Right, practice as much MCQs as you can. Practice is the key. Practice as much MCQs as you can since you have time, you have knowledge now to attempt those MCQs. You have read enough. Right. So do not think that preparation is done. I have that knowledge. Application of that knowledge is very important. I'm saying that yes because you have time. If you wouldn't have time, I would not have suggested you to do some extra MCQs, right? Because ultimately we can do what we can do in a certain time. But now you have time, at least plan to do some MCQs, maybe 30 minutes, 30 MCQs a day, that should be enough, right? And we are going to come up with the MCQ series very soon, right? So we are going to launch SEBI Rank Up MCQ series, which will consist of 5,000 quality exam-oriented MCQs. That is going to be launched very soon. So in case you are looking to practice some extra MCQs, right, which are exam-oriented, strictly exam-oriented, then that would be a good thing for you, right? So we shall launch that next week anytime, and it is going to be a very good set of MCQs, very good for practice, and that would be very helpful. So even if you are doing self preparation, these MCQs are going to be very helpful, and these MCQs are going to be different from what is already given in the paid course. These are going to be totally different from that. Obviously on the same concepts, right, whatever you have studied in the course, but these are going to be different from what is given in the course, right? So we are going to launch it next week. So if you are interested, you can enroll into that. That will give you good practice. Next, as always I say, self-confidence is the key. I started with that. Keep yourself motivated, keep your momentum right. At the end of the day, it's self-confidence. I know most of you, those who are among that 5,000, those who would be putting all their effort in preparing for SEBI, those are only around 4 to 5,000, and among them only 100 will get selected. I can assure you that. Right, among you guys, self-confidence is the key now. Do not get frustrated, do not get irritated, right? Life is very uncertain. Think about people who have lost their jobs, even people who have lost their lives, how uncertain life was for them or is for them. You are getting bogged down just by an extension of 3 months in your exam. You should take it as a prospective advantage, right? So do not get yourself demotivated or do not think negative. This time is a very crucial time. It's not about IQ, it's also about EQ. Do you understand what EQ is? Emotional quotient. And this is going to be useful in exam also. If somebody would have attempted exam like CAT, there your knowledge is an advantage, but most of the times emotional quotient, what question to leave, what question to attempt. If you are not able to attempt anything, are you able to sustain that pressure? These things matter in life. So emotional quotient is also important, right? IQ is okay, study is okay, knowledge is okay, but if you can't develop that, if you don't have that, even if you got a job in SEBI, I mean that's not going to be of any benefit. So sustain that pressure inside you, right, and use that, channelize that, and convert that into energy. Right, so we are open to questions now. I'll take your questions one by one. I have seen that people have been writing a lot there in the chat window. I have not paid attention till now, but I'll try to answer your MCQs. Please put them through. I know at least 50 will come up within 1 minute. So we will try to answer them. Bhavya Jain is saying, please upload costing video 3. Bhavya, that is planned. That would be done within next 3 to 4 days. Right now, what we are doing is we are going to close the last chapter of your course, preparation of final company accounts. After that, we shall do this video 3 and some fringe topics. What is going to be the cost of SEBI Rank Up MCQ series? Adarsh, we haven't decided upon that, but obviously it won't be much costly, guys. I know that you have already paid something to buy this course, right? So don't worry about that. Focus on your preparation. Even if you don't buy that SEBI MCQ series, really, I think that is not going to be much of a concern to you. If you study your course in a right way, apply your concepts in a right way, think about them, that's enough. Amol Jadhav is asking about RBI Grade B exam status. Amol, I can't tell you much at this point in time, but the cues that we are getting right now in our initial discussions are positive. That's what I can tell you. But obviously, there is, in a situation like this where exam has already been notified, they are not able to conduct that. It's difficult to tell about exam which has not been notified till yet. But there are very positive cues that if everything goes fine, RBI should conduct the exam, right? But obviously, there are a lot of possibilities as of now, so do not take anything for granted. But the news, the cues at least that are coming are positive. Milind Joshi, can I prepare for CFA alongside SEBI? Yes, Milind, you can. I have prepared for CFA myself. I have cleared level 2 till CFA. So that knowledge will be useful, I can tell you from my experience. Please make extra MCQ for paid subscribers. We have already providing you MCQs. I would like to tell you some. I would like to tell you some updates. Right, we have updated combined MCQs. For costing, company law, and accounts. In case you are not aware of this, go to your course. There are 4 combined sets for each of these subjects. 4 combined sets for costing, 4 combined sets for company law, 4 combined sets for commerce and accounts that have already been uploaded. Total of around 400 to 500 questions cumulative of all these subjects. Right? So please practice those MCQs. Those are also very quality MCQs. Shobit Cheney, what about the validity of courses? Shobit, why are you worried right now? The validity is till 31st December, right? So don't worry about that. Exam would be held this year, most probably. Validity is already till 31st September. People who are 31st December. So don't worry about that. Vatsala is saying, please increase the test series, increase of 5 to 10. Don't worry, Vatsala. See, I am telling you, even if you attempt 1 lakh questions, that is not going to be sufficient at the end of the day. It's all about like understanding the concept. I think whatever we have given, and we try to give maximum possible, so I cannot commit at this point in time 5 to 10, right? But I would look into that we can assure you. Vaibhav Hirwani saying, should we prepare current affairs regularly during this pandemic? Yes, Vaibhav. I mean, there is no question about that. Current affairs are important for this exam. Santosh Joshi, most scoring area in paper 2. Santosh, most scoring area in paper 2, I have already conducted a session, I think a month before. I think based upon facts, company law, management, these are going to be very scoring areas, right? And there is not much scope for the examiner to put something which you would not have studied if you would have studied properly. So I think these are some important subjects: costing, company law, management, which are heavily scoring. Like finance, accounts, and economics. Obviously, I don't think they are going to be tough either, but their examiner can put some tweak questions. Abhishek Kumar, my age is 33, already registered. Will this delay impact me? See, what I understand is that if you were eligible at the time of notification, you are still eligible. Even if the exam gets delayed by 6 months, 9 months, doesn't matter. The date the notification came, I think in that notification it was mentioned that your date of birth on certain date on February should be this. If at that time, right, you were eligible, right now even if exam gets delayed, you are eligible. So don't worry about that. Some people have joined late, so let me repeat the biggest update, the breaking news, right? You watch this like on hashtag. The breaking news is that SEBI exam has further been rescheduled. Earlier, the last date to fill application form was July 31st. Now the last date to fill the application form is 31st October. So a further rescheduling of 3 months for the application form. Still no clarity on the exam date, but obviously it would be after 31st, so it can be November 15th or November 20th. And one more thing guys, I don't think now they are going to give much difference between phase 1 and phase 2. So be ready for that. Anshu is asking, what about NABARD mains? Guys, what I told you right in between the session, that SEBI, NABARD, I think these exams are much easier to conduct otherwise. I feel. I mean, the people who are number of people who are giving this exam are much lesser than the national level exams like JEE, NEET, UPSC. So what I feel is even NABARD, I'm not sure. What I feel is, this is my personal feeling, that even NABARD could be held once any exam is held which is pan-India, conducted by a professional body. But nonetheless, all these are independent bodies. NABARD has already said that the probability of exam being conducted is in September. So let's go with that NABARD exam would be held in September as of now. Right? These are uncertain times. So you should move accordingly as what is in your hand. What do you know? For IT, Akash, for IT stream we are not conducting any classes. Sorry. Bhumika Thakur, what would be the revision strategy from now onwards? Bhumika, I think I would take a separate session for that, but I think there is nothing much to kill it now, right? I mean, the strategy remains simple. Read what you have been given, revise it, think about it, think from an applications perspective. Do not cram things. Questions are going to be easy, definitely. I am going to conduct some sessions, right? We are going to do some practice MCQs for SEBI sooner or later, and I'll show you how a simple MCQ will look tougher in an exam. See, we have some people here who are saying good decision by SEBI. I told you, some people would be happy, some would be frustrated, but both feelings are not good at this point in time. Mehak Best is asking, do we need rules also in company law along with sections? Yes, rules are very important. They are as much part of the act as the act itself. Santosh Joshi, we have to prepare for more current affairs. See, regarding current affairs, I would say that my approach would be that I would not read older current affairs which are for Feb or March or April or May. I will start reading current affairs from now onwards. If you have not started, obviously. If you already started, then that question doesn't arise. So read for July, read for August, September, October, right? Because even if the exam is in November, I don't think the current affairs for March and April are going to be much helpful for you. Bharat Prasad sir, I love your teaching. Thank you. Akriti Agarwal is saying SEBI rank up free for the people. No, that's going to be a separate course. Akriti, we have already given you a lot of questions in your course. Kaplesh is asking how many questions would be there in phase 2, right? Or sorry, paper 2. Guys, so SEBI has not disclosed that, and I am not sure whether it will disclose that before the exam or not, but my take is that there are going to be around 50 questions. This is a probable scenario because last year also they had 50 questions worth 100 marks, right? So this year they might go with the same approach, but there can be 100 questions also. But if there are 100 questions, then that's going to be very tough. That's going to be very tough. Then it's going to be, I mean, more about time management and question selection rather than your knowledge. Obviously, knowledge will help, but then as I told you, EQ would be more important. But I think this is more probable scenario. I hope you would agree with me, right? Anyways, RBI Grade B notification coming in September. Again, I told you the same thing. We don't have anything official as of now, right? So what I would say is that the queues that are coming as of now, as of today, seems positive. That I cannot share the official information which we have got, but the queues that are coming are positive, which means the exam should be conducted. There is a good possibility of exam being conducted this year, but again a disclaimer that nothing is official yet, right? So I cannot say that 100% or 99% exam would be held. That we cannot claim at this moment, right? But what I feel is, guys, you should prepare for the exam anyways before, because once the notification is out, you will hardly get 45 days, and then I think your whole year is gone. You will see that 2020 is gone by. I have just 45 days. I can't prepare in these 45 days. So better prepare for it. Exam will be held here. If not by December, then by February, March. Anyways, exam is going to be held. Definitely they have vacancies. Now in this uncertain situation, nobody knows what is going to happen. Yes, one more important thing, guys. One more important thing is that they have mentioned in the notification, which I have not shown, that people who have filled their form before 30th July, right, till yesterday, they would be given one-time opportunity to change their exam center for phase 1 and phase 2. Right. So basically this has been done. Suppose somebody has filled the form in April. Right, now due to COVID-19, he is in his hometown. He was doing a job in Bombay. Now he is in his hometown Delhi. So those people would be given a chance to change their centers for phase 1 and phase 2. But people who have already filled their exam till 30th of July, people who are going to fill their form now, that option as per notification is not available to them. Right. But I think they should make it available for everybody. This is my view maybe. But as per notification, people who have filled their form earlier will be allowed to change their exam centers for phase 1 and phase 2. Guys, I think these questions will go on. I don't find any question which is really specific to the news today, right? So I think we shall close this session. Any question which is specific to the session today? RBI will be held, current affairs, how many months to read? This you already know. Why do you want to listen from me? Devan Victor is asking, how can they make this pattern tough in order to filter out candidates for phase 2 as only 40% is the cutoff? That's a very good question, Devan. Right. What's the main purpose of phase 1? You have phase 1 and you have phase 2. You have phase 1 and you have phase 2, right? Now the basic purpose of phase 1 is always to select some and to churn out some people, right? But here if they have made the exam set such that only 40% is the cutoff and overall there is no merit list, then it seems everybody will clear phase 1. That looks so, right? I agree with you, right? If everyone from here reaches phase 2, then what's the purpose? Then what's the purpose of phase 1? So I'm not clear about the strategy that they are following, but one of the things can be that phase 1 can be tough. This can be one of the strategy being followed by them. Now tough doesn't mean that it would be that tough that you will not be able to solve any questions. But obviously that means that questions are not going to be that simple. That Papu questions will not be there. They will at least be based on some concepts, some applications. This can be one of their strategy, but I am not sure about that. But question is very valid that if all the people go from phase 1 to phase 2, then what's the point in conducting phase 1? That's a very valid question. I don't have an answer. Ankit Manek is asking about expiry of bundle. Ankit, long time, 31st December. Don't worry. 5-6 months from now, don't worry. We will take care of everything here. As of now, let's not think about the worst cases. Current affairs for 6 months. 6 months, guys. Nidish is saying you are doing a great job by teaching us like this. Thank you. I am not from commerce background, but then also your videos are crystal clear. Thank you. Thank you, Nidish. I think it's the effort of our team. The whole team spends so much effort, be it be quant, reasoning, English, phase 2, current affairs. Everybody is working hard. Thank you guys. I think I will close this session because whatever we wanted to discuss, I think the most important breaking news we have already discussed. Now these questions, I know they keep coming on emails, they keep coming through calls, but you all know the answer. The same thing I am going to tell you, right? So before signing off, I would just like to say the same thing: motivation and momentum. Take care of that, and you will be through. Knowledge you have already gained. Confidence is the key now. Have a nice day. Bye bye.